The temperatures take a nosedive, though. Blustery with a high of 22. Tonight, partly cloudy and windy, a low of 13 with the wind chill.
ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Shoot. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Chew, would you consider this day 2 or day 3 of LaFleur watch? Is this day 2? Because like Monday, there's...
No, day 3.
Okay, so LaFleur, I'm just trying to go through the timeline in my head, because LaFleur on Sunday said that he was going to start talking with Ed Policy either on Sunday night or Monday. I'm assuming that started on Monday because that's when we got the tweet and the report from Schefter saying they were going to try to get a deal done. Both sides wanted that. So is Monday day 1? Is Monday's day 1? So this is day 3?
Hold on. No, I would call Saturday day 1. And the only reason I'd call Saturday day 1 is because we didn't know if he was going to get fired. And I go back to Ray Rhodes. Ray Rhodes was fired pretty soon after the game that we lost.
Yeah, but I guess I'm not. I guess it's more LaFleur contract watch. Because, I mean, as the day went on Sunday, we kind of knew he was coming back, right?
Yeah, but did I see a report that LaFleur didn't fly back on the plane? Or did I dream that?
I think you dreamt that.
I don't think I did. Someone didn't fly back on the plane. And it had to be someone important because I thought it made the papers.
First of all, I know you're not reading the papers. Second of all, I believe LaFleur specifically said he talked to Ed a little bit on the plane on Saturday.
So that's day 1.
Wait, so even if he just walked by and said, "Hey, Ed, what's up?" That's day 1?
Sure. Right? I mean, before you go into a game, before you go into a big negotiation,
sure,
you kind of started out a little friendly, and then you get down to it.
Yeah, but I think the negotiations probably started on Monday, right?
I'm a big posturer. I am a big posturer.
Oh, really?
I posture a lot.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't say. This is the first I'm hearing of this. Please tell me more about your posturing.
Are you being facetious?
Whoa.
I'm picking up a little sarcasm here.
You pick up on that? Really?
Let me tell you what,
Okay.
Gabe. Let me tell you, and I will speak for the entire crew. You guys love when I have a meeting amongst people. Because you have to be on your toes.
I mean,
and you know what I'm talking about.
Okay,
Josh knows what I'm talking about. Jen knows what I'm talking about.
I don't know if I look forward to it. I don't know if I necessarily enjoy it. Does it ultimately end up being entertaining? I think I got to give you that.
It's like a good horror movie, though, Gabe, right? Yeah, man, I'm not going to be able to sleep, but it's really, really good.
But, Chewy, when you have meetings with the bosses, that's bringing, you know how you like drama, but in other people's lives?
Yes.
Like, your drama is affecting my life.
Yeah, but I protect you guys. I'm like a lead blocker on the screen.
You're a lead blocker, yes. Sure.
I am.
That's exactly what you are. I'm sure. I'm sure that's what you're doing.
So I would call that a posturing on the plane. But the thing is, LaFleur, LaFleur's out of the picture now. This is why you pay an agent.
Yeah.
You pay an agent to do the dirty work, So he's sitting at home, and he probably gets a call 2 or 3 times a day from his agent that's updating him on how things are progressing.
Well, but it seems like after your rookie deals, it seems like your contract negotiations weren't like typical contract negotiations.
No, because it's not that hard, Gabe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because what I recall, correct me if I'm wrong. So I just don't know the years here, but you signed 2 contract extensions with the Green Bay Packers. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes. And
the first time, Holmgren told you, basically threatened you that you were re-signing, and you said yes, sir.
Yes. Well, that was the equivalent of LaFleur on the plane with policy.
Yeah, sure.
Because there was still a negotiation, but things became easy in the NFL when the salary cap came into place, and there was slotting of players because incentives were gone. It was like you might not be the best tight end out there, like in my case, but I was the free agent at the right time, so I wanted to be paid like the number one. Not that I was the best, but it was just a matter of time.
Yeah, I was going to say, and then the second time you signed the contract, they asked what you said, like, even if it's just for a couple of days, I want to be the highest paid at my position. Ron said, yeah, that seems fair, and you guys hammered it out.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hi.
You're
back.
I got stuck at the door. I forgot my keys. Good morning.
What?
Yeah.
I thought you were on TMJ or something.
Yeah,
let's started rambling.
Let's go with that. Let's go with the TMJ thing.
Okay.
Not to be confused with the radio station next door. I got TMJ. I can't talk. So I'm listening to you guys talk about the situation with LaFleur, and I think I heard Schefter say yesterday, if we haven't heard yet, something's jamming stuff up. Something is jamming this up. Like, so what is it? Is it the money? Is it the years? Is it they don't really want him back? Like, I've heard all of these theories, all of these, potential explanations for it, but I'm trying to figure out why, if policy told LaFleur, or if the word is that they're going to work on a deal, why we haven't heard that there's a deal yet.
It's my belief is it's years and it's changes to the staff, where he might be receiving pushback on that. My guess is LaFleur wants 5, the Packers want 3. Because let me just say this, Jen, we all know through the years that Packers have to win the PR battle, or they want to win the PR battle, right? So this is a PR battle, right? And this goes all the way back to Favre when they hire Ari Fleischer, which was stupid. But they hire Ari Fleischer because they...
Who the hell's calling you at 7:07 a.m.?
My water stuff is...
Like your water stuff or like the water stuff?
No, the water stuff.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if it was like your water stuff.
Well, between me being late, locked out of the building, and your phone ringing, we are off to an absolutely fantastic start here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Here's what I would say, Chew. If it's we want you to change assistants, we want you to change coordinators, we know there needs to be change at some of the people who support you, or we let you go, I don't know, Gabe. No matter how much of a loyalist you are, no matter how much you want to bring your guys along, where the rubber meets the road, don't you go, okay, sorry, guys. Sorry, pals.
Yeah, but part of it is also, like, I mean, it's what John Harbaugh did, right? They're like, hey, you should fire Todd Monken. You know what, guys? Maybe you should just fire me. All right, you're gone. And part of this is, though, I guess where Chewy loses me on the Packers demanding that he change his assistants. That means Packers have to pay assistants, which is something notoriously they don't want to do. Like, this is a team that has cheaped out on assistants, I mean, going back previous to LaFleur. Like, this is a team that doesn't want to do that. So if they go, you have to change assistants, and LaFleur goes, all right, but then you got to give me money so I can go out and actually get good assistants. And the back, well, I don't know about that.
So the only thing I will say about that is it's a new regime, right? Let's say that the whole idea of, saving a nickel every chance you get was a Mark Murphy thing. Maybe Ed Policy, the best thing he could do is say, no, we're going to spend. We're going to spend, and we're going to spend often, and we're going to get the best assistants, and we're going to get the best coaches, and we're going to get all that, like, top dollar. Maybe that will be a change of Ed Policy. We don't know, because we just don't know what Ed Policy's leadership style is, right? And until we get those questions answered, I think it's still a possibility that maybe this version of the Packers will spend too.
But let's not forget, Ed Policy isn't the end-all, be-all. There's an executive board that he has to go to get permission, which was in the box with Frank, which I said, it wasn't just Ed Policy. There's a 6 or 8 person executive board, right? So he has to get permission. And Green Bay's notoriously cheap. I'm just going to say it.
Yep.
They've always been notoriously cheap. They're cheap, I mean, I talked to Frankie. I don't do this stuff anymore because I don't want to, but I talked to Frankie and Leroy and all these guys. It's 2025, and they like to have these alumni up. They're paying them the same rate they paid in 2002. They're cheap. Sorry, there's no way around it.
So I guess I just don't understand this, generally speaking. You're affiliated with the Green Bay bleeping Packers. Ostensibly, you want to be associated with a winner. If you believe that money and how much you're spending has been the thing that is keeping you from winning, and I'm not sure even if that is the thing or if that's just a convenient excuse, but let's just go with it for hypothetical reasons. The easy answer is, Gabe, crack open the Scrooge McDuck safe you got over there and start handing out money to people so you can bring in the top tier assistants, coaches. Again, this is all assuming that you want to keep Matt LaFleur as your guy. Like, those people on the board shoe want to win as well, right? They're not sitting here going, well, if we finish 9-7,
we talked about.
I understand them being cheap back in your day, right? Like, I guess I understand it more because, I mean, the NFL was different back then. Like, the NFL's changed a lot and the money's changed a ton over that time. When they got the renovation done in the early 2000s, I want to say it was like, 2002, 2003, then they added on again, in the late 2000s. Like, that barely passing, that was one of those big steps of, okay, they got this passed. Now they can continue to make money. Murphy continues to buy up land. And now they've got this kitty worth nearly $600 million.
Yeah.
Like, you got that money just sitting there. Like, I understand being cheaper back in the day. And I understand that mentality kind of carrying over into the early 2000s. But you guys have been sitting on this money for God knows how long.
But here's the difference, Gabe. Here's the difference. They can run numbers. They can sit there and go, okay, add on to the stadium, we're adding 6,000 more seats. I can charge $200. Okay, I can understand how we can make that back. They can't see it with, okay, they hire a better assistant. There's no guarantee that we're going to win a Super Bowl, so just try to do it with also-rans.
Who cares?
You know what I'm saying?
You're making enough money, Drew.
Gabe, I agree with you.
$600 million in the bank.
And,
Go ahead and take that. Like,
yes.
It doesn't take that much to pay the staff. Like,
but
in relative speaking, like John Harbaugh's list of demands that Tony Grossi from ESPN Cleveland found, part of his list of demands to any team was pay $10 million in assistant salary.
And I think I said this to you guys before.
600?
You are starting to see this at the collegiate level as well. You are starting to see when coaches take over new programs, they are demanding that their assistants are paid top dollar. They are demanding a certain amount of kitty, of money, or whatever it is, and saying the only way I'm taking this job is if those guys are also compensated well, compensated competitively, because they recognize the significance to the overall success.
But Jen, I can tell you this, for a son that's been in the business for about 10 years now, there are coaches that don't do that. There are coaches that sign extensions and go, no, sorry.
Yeah, and you know what?
It's
those are the
all
people
mine.
that have a lot of turnover, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
you
take
guys
away like
have
the
to
Nick
fend for
Sabans who
yourself.
have turnover because they're winning at an alarming rate, and guys are like, we want some of that. Like, but yeah, you'll see it. You'll see guys leaving
head
programs.
coaches, things like that.
But we talked about the article in the Acme Packing Company, and are they insinuating that the Packers pay their assistants the lowest amount of anyone in the league?
Okay, so I don't know that we know that.
Joshy,
No? Let's nail this down because we were talking about this morning. We don't know that we know that for sure because those numbers have not been revealed. But when you promote from within, it is more likely, and I think this probably goes to corporate America as well, when you're not trying to go out and woo people from other firms, other corporations, you can sort of pay less than the market dictates, right? So we're making a little bit of a leap of faith here, logically, when we say that the Packers continue to promote from within, and I think that's what that article was detailing, right?
And it also details the amount of experience that those guys have had from outside of Green Bay. So they're young coaches that start here. Again, young coaches, lower salaries that start here, and then when you promote from within, instead of going out and getting somebody who might be in demand, that's a way to keep that cost down.
But you want me to tell you another argument these teams use? And they use it all the time. Well, it's cheap to live in Green Bay. It's more expensive to live in New York, so that's why we're not going to pay you as much money. You know? That's the excuse they use as well.
Sure. But what have you always said about the money? Like, for you being, and going back to what we were just talking about at the beginning of the segment, you being the highest paid tight end wasn't necessarily about the money. Yeah, the money's great, but what does the money represent?
What the money represents, yeah. Sure.
And I think I don't think it's a big leap of faith to say that's going to apply to head coaches as well. Because not only do players have egos,
coaches do as well. And I think that's part of the hang-up, because I guarantee LaFleur wants 5 years with a $13 million average.
Which is, look, and we had this conversation last week with Schefter. Either he's your guy or he's not. Either pay him or not. Like, if the Packers are, and I hope this isn't the case, I hope it's just a negotiation, and at noon today we find out Matt LaFleur's locked up. Either he is your guy or he's not. I don't want him to be your guy, well, only if we can get him at a bargain. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, but Gabe, how would you feel if if it breaks at noon today, he signed a 5-year, $14 million average?
Cool. Good for him. Like, Chewy, the money doesn't matter to me.
Chewy, are you with me where you'd be like, why?
Exactly.
Because that's my reaction.
Yeah.
5 years,
Why?
$14 million for a guy who has underperformed. And I know people like Matt LaFleur. And I like Matt LaFleur. He seems like a real nice guy. And he seems, at times, like a really good coach. But when, I said this earlier, the rubber meets the road, when push comes to shove, he has not been able to get his team over the hump.
Correct.
And you can make every excuse and explanation for that you want to. But the bottom line is, this team that resides in Title Town, that's what you call yourself, resides in Title Town, doesn't have a bleeping title under Matt LaFleur. So at what point do you just say, Chew, sorry, pal, you're good, you're not good enough?
You're going to make him the highest paid player, where next year he probably has the hottest seat of any coach in the NFL?
Oh, he wouldn't be the highest paid coach at $14 million, Chew. There's guys making
Well, I'm just saying, you know.
Like $14 million is what you got to pay for a coach now. Like, it's just going right for a coach. That's what it is. Like, and
what's the highest paid?
Didn't Ben Johnson make 13? Did I see that correctly?
13,
that was his
13. I think Andy's making near 20.
Yeah, but he's also got Super Bowl on his resume.
Which is why LaFleur slotting in at 14, like, that's the going right for a coach. Yeah. Like, he's going to get that on the open market easily. Like, Harbaugh is demanding $20 million as well in annual salary.
So Harbaugh also has a Super Bowl on his resume.
13 years ago.
Doesn't matter. It's
has
still
the
there.
Exact same resume as LaFleur over the last 13 years.
Right, but sometimes we talk about sometimes you just need a change of scenery. Sometimes you just need, it wasn't the perfect fit, it wasn't the right fit. I understand. It's not like being in a relationship, guys, where you realize all of a sudden that the boy you're dating or the girl you're dating isn't for you. Because to be honest, in relationships, you can be single for a while. Packers don't have that luxury, right?
Yeah.
Well, you say that.
You can't just be single for a while.
Have we thought about going coachless
you
for a
gotta
year?
fill that vacancy.
What if we just go coachless?
Player
that
coach.
Would save money.
Is this
Think about the money you would save, Jen. The executive board would be all over it.
Bleep it. Let's try it.
What if we don't have a coach?
Look, we got a lot of stuff we got to get to this morning about this, but I think it is good to continue diving deep on this. And we've got Adam Schefter coming up, and we can ask him what the latest is, because Adam Schefter yesterday on NFL Live posed the question, why isn't this done yet? Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on after this. It's a Wendorf Wednesday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy at Tony Wendorf and Associates, Keller Williams. They believe in the human side of real estate, faith, family, friends, and they move fast. Negotiate with confidence and communicate clearly so their clients can win no matter if it's buying or selling. You can get started today at wendorfteam.kw.com. That's wendorfteam.kw.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got westbound 94 closed at Highway 67 because of a crash. Now, your best bet would be probably to avoid the rush there at 67. Get off at Sawyer Road, head north to Valley Road, and take that west all the way to Willow Glen was the first on-ramp you can take. Otherwise, you can wait until you get to Highway F, that whole area, too, near Concord. So just be extra careful around that. We've also got westbound just past Highway F with a crash off on the right shoulder. Now, the rest of the system is going to be pretty messy. We've got an accident on the Rock Freeway northbound at Racine Avenue on the left shoulder. We've got a crash on 94 southbound right at Ryan Road off on the left shoulder. Another one near Elm Road. That's right near the Racine County line. And then we've also got a bunch of accidents on 41, basically between Highway 33 and Highway 60. Both directions are going to be backed up through that whole area since the conditions are not great out there. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, morning snow showers. The temperatures will be falling throughout the day. Blustery with a high of 22. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, windy with a low of 13. We got wind chills of 0 to 5 above. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Another 2-man scramble tournament is underway. Play the Kapalua Plantation Course for a shot at cash prizes. Must play by January 31st. Sign up now at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Start the year moving, not hurting. If your joint pain has been slowing you down, then listen up. There is a way to get real relief without surgery, without downtime, and without putting your life on hold. Dr. Ashley Caravelli and her team at QC Kinetics here in Milwaukee offer regenerative treatments designed to help your body repair the areas causing pain. Knees, hips, shoulders, or back, wherever it hurts. Instead of an invasive operation that takes you out of commission for months, these treatments are done right in the office. You walk in, you walk out, and you get on with your day. No 3 to 6 months recovery. Picture this instead. You're moving better, you're feeling stronger, actually planning the year that you want because you finally took care of that pain the smart way. Game-changing regenerative treatment from QC Kinetics. January is your clean slate, so make it count. Call now for your free consultation at QC Kinetics. Call 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over, but on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season, get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
St. Anne's Center for Intergenerational Care switched from a previous vendor to business technology from James Imaging Systems. Why? CFO Sally Parente.
The service, the value, and the ease with which we can just keep using their service and not having any big headaches. It's not just all about the money. We're getting value here as well.
Robert Prang, CIO with Tri-City National Bank, likes the fact that James Imaging is local.
So being able to work with a local company like James that has that flexibility with their staff and being able to deliver for us has given us the ability to make the right decisions for our organization.
And Junior Achievement of Wisconsin VP of Enterprise Services, Lori Salzman, had this advice for others.
If anybody is looking for a good partner that is there to help find solutions, call James Imaging.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
363.
What's that?
Oh,
the number of yards they gave up on the ground against the Philadelphia
it's a Bible
Eagles.
verse, John 3:63. Look it up. Tell us what it
I
says.
thought it was Joe 363, and it was thou shalt not get past me on the line of scrimmage.
On 94.5 ESPN.
In healthcare, change is constant. At Fifth Third Bank, we help your organization thrive with local expertise and comprehensive financial solutions. From optimizing capital structure to revenue cycle management and commercial payment tools, we're here to empower your growth. For nearly 20 years, our dedicated Milwaukee team has partnered with healthcare and not-for-profit organizations, building trust-based relationships that last. Experience the difference that only Fifth Third can provide to help your organization thrive. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Lots of reaction rolling in this morning on this conversation that we are having about Matt LaFleur's future in Green Bay. We're going to talk to Adam Schefter very shortly. But sometimes they say silence speaks volumes. You know what that means, Chew?
I could say yes, but...
But you should have, Chewy, you should have gone, yeah, I know, but Josh, what does it mean to you?
But just so we're making sure we're on the same page, what do you think it means? Silence speaks volumes is essentially you may not be saying anything, but by not saying anything, you're saying a whole lot. And I can't help but wonder if that is a reflection of what is happening right now in Green Bay at 1265 as we try to figure out what Matt LaFleur's future is as far as head coaching in Green Bay. Yesterday, Adam Schefter was on NFL Live, and he has been talking about this. Here's what he had to say about the latest out of Green Bay.
If the Packers just don't get a deal done with Matt
100%,
LaFleur.
100%.
I'm calling them.
We said yesterday that they're trying to work out a deal with Matt LaFleur. It's almost 48 hours later.
Yeah.
There's still no deal with Matt LaFleur.
It shouldn't be that hard, right?
We're waiting.
Exactly.
No, it should not be that hard. They still might work it out with Matt LaFleur. They might. They're trying. But it shouldn't be a difficult deal to do. We could do the numbers right now, crunch the math, and come up with a deal to get it done. And it's ticking, and there are more openings.
I don't know one great player or one great coach that organizations don't get their deals done unless it's something going on beyond getting the deal done. When you look at the results and you look at what he's done, like you said, this should have been very easy to get Matt LaFleur done.
Chew, your reaction to that conversation.
I don't get the gush from ESPN. How do you how is it easy to negotiate a deal with whatever kind of deal it is? The guy is on the hot seat next year. I mean, this year sucked. You can put whatever excuse you want attached to it. This year sucked. They went 9-7-1 and lost in the first round of the playoffs. Okay? It sucked. They haven't done anything. They've been exited from the. I mean, how can you sit there and? I just don't. I don't get it.
Chewy, I think
the regular season doesn't matter.
Chewy,
it's the
easy.
Playoffs.
It's easy. Either you want them or you don't. And the going rate is going to be around $13 to $14 million. I know you think that's a high price, but that's the going rate for a head coach. It's probably we're going to have to pay somebody else to come in. So either you want him or you don't.
Okay, so I'll disagree with you on that, Gabe. Let me just disagree with you very quickly on that. I don't think it's as easy as either you want him or you don't. I think he's fine. We like him enough. If he's
then
willing
you don't want
to,
him.
But I agree with you.
Then you don't want him.
But what Adam Schefter is saying is because this is continuing, they are obviously operating from a different standpoint. They're saying he's fine. We like him enough, and we'll keep him if he's willing to agree to this number and these terms.
Which is the dumbest thing ever. That's the dumbest thing ever. Again, either you want him or you don't. And if that's your, this is what we want him under these circumstances, then you don't want him. You pay the going rate. Don't cheap out on a head coach because, we want him for this price. Well, then you don't actually want him to be your head coach. Then go and get somebody else. Like, you got to pay the going rate. That's just what because who cares what the number is, Chew? There's no salary cap on coaches. You got $600 million in the bank. I think you can break it a little bit to go get a head coach.
Can I just say this one thing? And I said it a couple weeks ago. What did Pittsburgh finish regular season?
10-7.
They beat two teams with double-digit wins. They beat two teams with double-digit wins. Okay? Let's temper the great coach talk. Let's just temper that. What gets him fired next year? And I want him back, but I want him back at a reasonable amount. What gets him fired next year, Gabe?
13 to 14 is reasonable. That's what coaches go for.
Gabe, I'm just asking you. Next year, what gets him fired?
Missing the playoffs.
What about losing in the first round again?
I mean, if you're signing to an extension and given the historic nature of how the Packers are cheap, I can't imagine they're going to want to pay that buyout.
Yeah, but you just said you don't care about the money.
Yeah, I don't care about the money, Chew. I don't. They do. There's tons of evidence over the years that the Packers do care about the money.
Do you guys agree that he's on the hot seat next year regardless of what happened?
Yeah, probably. Which, again, points towards maybe that's another reason why you shouldn't bring him back.
And these are all the reasons why I have been confused about this thought process that entails working out a deal for Matt LaFleur. Again, don't dislike the guy. There's no hatred here. It's you underperform at your job consistently. If the answer is yes, then you have to move on. We've got Adam Schefter. We got a ton of questions for him. Hopefully he'll be able to shed some light, give us some clarity right after this.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound on 94, we have a closure. The right about at 67, at Highway 67, the freeway is closed westbound because of a crash. Your best bet would be to exit at Sawyer Road, head north to Valley Road, and take that all the way to Highway F and get back onto the freeway that way. Eastbound's just going to be slow all the way through that whole area. We've got east and westbound also slowing down all the way in towards the Marquette as well. We've also got a crash on the ramp from westbound 94 to Blue Mound Road near Barker Road. A bunch of accidents on the Rock Freeway. We've got one northbound at Racine Avenue. This is a car that ended up in the ditch in the median. They've got a tow truck yanking it out of there. Another one southbound in the median at Moreland Road as well. And then one more at the off-ramp to Moreland Road from southbound 43. Also, crash on 894 westbound right at 27th Street. That's off on the left shoulder as well. You can imagine what we're dealing with here. Very slick conditions all over the place since we've got basically delays the entire way from southern Kenosha County, basically from the state line all the way up past Drexel, basically, and even into the Mitchell interchange with accidents along the way. So be careful. Traffic is brought to you by the Milwaukee Bucks. You can buy one, get one free ticket to an upcoming Bucks home game, courtesy of ESPN Milwaukee, tomorrow only. Tune in tomorrow for details on how to get this limited ticket offer. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, morning snow showers, falling temperatures throughout the day. It'll be blustery with a high of 22. Tonight, partly cloudy and windy, a low of 13. Wind chills of 0 to 5 above. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse and fun on the gaming floor where big wins wait for you. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
People say buying a home in winter is tough, but fewer buyers often means less competition, and motivated sellers can create better opportunities. When the right home shows up, you need to be prepared with clear guidance and fast communication, even in the middle of a Wisconsin winter. I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams. Our team leads with faith, gratitude, and a people-first approach, providing a white glove experience at every price point. If you're thinking about buying a home, visit wendorfteam.kw.com and let's start your home journey the right way.
Everyone's go-to source for all NFL news.
And we're going to get right to some breaking news here that just came down. This tweet from Adam Schefter.
Adam's on the phone. Adam, you got more news? What do you got?
They're going with another move, and he was the man who knows all, Adam Schefter.
And Joshy's biggest fan.
It's nice to see Josh at the big boy table. Thank you, everybody. Keep up the good work, Josh.
It's ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter on JGC is sponsored by Island Resort and Casino, Tony Wendorf and Associates, and Smart 18 Union.
I don't think I've ever been more excited to have Adam Schefter on the show to hopefully provide some clarity on this Matt LaFleur Green Bay Packers situation. Good morning, Adam. How you doing today?
Well, here's my question.
Wait, hold on. Before you say anything brilliant and insightful, how's our connection?
You got me now?
Whew, yes.
Yep.
Man, that would have been a super downer.
I want to start out like where you all think the situation's at and what's the perception of where it's at so that I could then address from there.
Well, just a few moments ago, we played your sound from NFL Live yesterday, just reiterating that it hasn't been done yet, the deal. And then, again, you reported pretty early in the week that they were trying to work out a deal. And then yesterday, you and the talented gang on NFL Live were trying to figure out why it hasn't been announced, why there isn't a deal in place. So I think we are all in the same space of they obviously don't agree on a number of potential things, either the term, as far as the length, either the money, maybe it's you have to cut some of your assistants, you have to fire some of your assistants, we want to clean house otherwise. Like, it sounds like there might be some disagreement there. Are there any updates since yesterday?
Yeah, there's no deal right now. And it's a negotiation. And when there's a negotiation and there's no deal, there could be a breakthrough any moment. And again, I think both sides would like to make that happen. But it's now 7:37 Central Time on Wednesday. And they've been trying to do this for a little while. And they still have not gotten it figured out. And the longer it lingers out there, the more you wonder where it's going to go and how it's going to result. I think right now, the way that I would interpret it, right now is it's up in the air.
Adam, you think there's a timeline? Because, I mean, some of these candidates are going to start to get hired by these teams, so it's going to take away from the potential pool if they decide to part ways. So would you put a timeline on this or no?
Well, first of all, I do believe there's a time limit. Yes, absolutely, because there are all these openings, and I believe firmly that most places would have a high level of interest in Matt LaFleur. Now, you're saying, should we part ways? I don't know whether they wouldn't hold him up and say, okay, Team X, you want him, give us a third-round pick or a second-round pick or whatever. If we go back and look at coaches' compensation, which I have in my computer right here, the Green Bay Packers once sent Mike Holmgren to the Seattle Seahawks in 1999 for a second-round draft pick. Is Matt LaFleur as accomplished as Mike Holmgren? I would say no. Mike Holmgren won a Super Bowl. Matt LaFleur hasn't. So is it a 3? I don't know. We could look at it and say that look at all the compensations. Like Bruce Arians in 2019 was sent to Tampa. It was a flop of draft choices, a 6 and a 7. Matt's probably worth more than that. Is it 2001, Marty Schottenheimer going from the Chiefs to the then Redskins for 2 third-round picks? I mean, again, Holmgren went for a 2. What's the value? Is Green Bay letting him? And by the way, if you're Green Bay and you don't want to pay him, and I'm Matt LaFleur, I'd say, if you don't want to pay me, then you let me go. I'm not going to go sign somewhere else. And I'll give you one other one. If you give me the Team X, and you want Matt LaFleur, why am I going to go give Green Bay a mid-round pick when I could go sign John Harbaugh or Kevin Stefanski and have offset on the contract and not even have to give up a draft pick, and I save money by hiring one of them?
Yeah, Adam Schefter on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, brought to you by Tony Wendorf and Associates. Just like the moves made in the pros, Tony Wendorf and Associates, Keller Williams helps people make their own big moves every day. Trust and knowledge, superior service. They're the real estate MVPs of Wisconsin.
Let me just answer Adam Schefter's question very quickly, because I know it was hypothetical, but the answer to that is it's only if you think Matt LaFleur is leaps and bounds better of a candidate than John Harbaugh and Stefanski, right? Because then you go out and get your guy. But it sounds like if that, to your point, Adam, if they aren't going to do that, then maybe they think they're either on a level playing field, they're even as far as candidates go, or maybe even slightly below.
Look, I think John Harbaugh is a great coach. I think Matt LaFleur is a great coach, and I think Kevin Stefanski is great. Like, they're great coaches. Like, it's a preference. But Jen, if I could say to you, you could save $10 million and a draft pick by hiring one of the other two, does that make it more attractive to you?
Yes, of course. Saving big chunks of money is attractive.
And saving a draft pick.
Correct.
Right? Okay, so
yeah, but with that, Adam,
you view these guys in a similar plane, and the other candidates are millions of dollars cheaper and don't cost you a draft pick. Maybe that's the tiebreaker.
I mean, again, it's not a great endorsement for Matt LaFleur. Again, this is all hypothetical.
I saw the list of demands that Tony Grossi reported. The $20 million number, I can't imagine he's cheaper than Matt LaFleur.
Tony Grossi, I love Tony. That is incorrect information.
Okay.
But Adam, I was just going to say.
So
the Packers? The Packers have to be careful here because with the years, because Matt LaFleur, if they do sign him back, is on the hot seat. He is on the hot seat. If he has the same kind of year he had this year, he's gone. So they have to be careful with the 5-year deal.
Hold on.
5-year.
Got a year left on his deal anyway, and they got to get that addressed because you're not going to let him come back on that 1 year. So if you say he's gone, well, I would imagine that might be a point of contention. He probably and rightfully wants a legitimate extension, and Green Bay probably says extended a year or two.
Yeah. I think that's the hang-up.
What do you think is the timeline here, Adam? If they, what do you think is? I mean, the famous thing from Andrew Brandt, deadline spur action. There's no real deadline, but what do you think the deadline here is of either LaFleur or the Packers going, okay, we can't make a deal, we got to figure out an exit plan, or they decide to come to the agreement? Like, is there some sort of deadline? Is it today? Is it tomorrow? Is it Friday?
I got the question, Gabe. It's the deadline is as soon as possible. Like, we could learn something this morning. It may not be till the end of the week. It may not be till night. The sooner, the better for all involved, period. No deadline, but the sooner, the better, everybody would agree, is the right approach.
Okay, so Adam, I keep thinking about negotiations and the art of war and leverage and all of these things that are crucial to these types of situations. And I'll just use myself as an example. Right now, you mentioned that there are all of these head coaching positions. There are other places that might be interested in Matt LaFleur. But the minute the first domino falls and a team does go out and hire their guy, that shrinks, right? You go from, 7 now? Are we at 7? Teams, 8 teams? What are we at now? 9 teams. Because Tomlin just announced yesterday 9 teams. Okay, so I use this example, right? Let's say I'm negotiating my contract with ESPN, and Netflix is looking for a feature reporter, and Amazon is looking for a feature reporter, and Fox is looking for a feature reporter, and I got all these options, right? But then Amazon is like, we got to make a hire, man. We got to get going on this feature. So they go ahead and hire somebody. All of a sudden, that makes it tougher for me. Is that something that spurs a deadline for the Green Bay Packers if all of a sudden some of these other teams start making hires at the coaching position and maybe LaFleur loses leverage on the open market?
They're not going to start making hires. The only guy that's going to get hired, sooner rather than later will be John Harbaugh. There'll be one job that would get filled up. But by the way, I would also say this, that if the Packers, you probably know that, and I would think, logically, that would be an ideal candidate. So you got to figure out the LaFleur thing, whether you're keeping him. And if you're moving on from him, you're going to be interested in John Harbaugh. So you got to get clarity there before he goes. And that's that. That in my mind, is the only thing that tells you need an answer. But I'm telling you, separate from that, you need an answer as soon as you can get one. And ideally, they would have had one on Monday or Tuesday. And we're now to Wednesday. And there's no answer. So could it be today? It could. Could it be tomorrow? It could. Could it be Friday? It could. Like, we're on the clock. I don't know when it's going to come down, but it's going to come down. My guess is it'll be decided this week at some point in time. I don't know exactly when, but for the sake of everybody involved, everybody needs to know and move on with their lives in whatever way that is.
Adam, could they convince Mike Tomlin if LaFleur did leave?
I hope Jen doesn't take that job offer from Netflix. That would be disappointing. Okay.
Only if it's a package deal.
She's got to take you with her?
And you and Josh and Adam, we're all going.
No comment. My contract's coming up soon, so we'll see what happens. Jen and I go as a package deal. That could happen.
Everybody's trying to hitch their wagon to Jen's star right now.
Yeah.
No, just Netflix, man. We've seen what they're paying. We're like, whoa, that's interesting.
Adam, if he did leave, is Green Bay the most attractive job of anyone out there?
I don't know. It's definitely one of the top jobs out there. Like I'll say that. Like a lot of people would love that job. Would it be the best one? It might be. It might just be the best job out there. Yes. But you know what? Somebody might say, I prefer to live in Miami over Green Bay. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, right? But yes, it would be amongst the top jobs available.
So just out of curiosity, Adam, what is driving that perception? Because we just had a conversation about the money that Green Bay seemingly is willing to spend. We talk about how they oftentimes promote from within and maybe aren't paying top dollar. And I know Rich Bisaccia is out there, guys, but just so you know, he's the exception to the rule, right? Let's not sit here and dictate whether or not Green Bay pays its coaches based on Rich Bisaccia's salary. So what is driving that perception that Green Bay would be a very attractive place? Is it the history? Is it the legacy? Is it the way that management is structured? I'm just very curious how that is. Is it Jordan Love? What do you think is driving that?
I just think that they have certain budgets that they want to stay within and certain money allocations. And they're used to spending as an example, the New York Giants were paying Brian Daboll, I don't know the exact number, but let's just call it $7 million a year. If they want to go hire John Harbaugh, they're going to pay double or triple that, right? Like yesterday's prices are not today's prices. You want to get the best of the best, you're going to have to pay for that. By the way, I don't know exactly what Matt makes right now. But if the Packers wanted to go hire John Harbaugh, they might end up paying close to double in salary. Double.
What do we think it is? Did you guys see a number? These are all estimates, right?
10 and a half.
I saw 11. So, yeah, we're all in the same ballpark. I got a list here in front of me. These are all estimates because, again, to your point, Adam, it's not necessarily readily available. But Andy Reid, $20 million. Sean Payton, $18 million. Tomlin and Harbaugh were at $16 million. Again, these are estimates. Brian Callahan, $2 million, $3 million. So just again. Okay.
Right.
Okay. I appreciate you filling us in and helping us out with that. But again, the top tier coaches, it looks like, are making, and again, I say Andy, you can't really go based on Andy. He's got all those Super Bowls to defend the salary.
The top tier coaches are between 18 and 20 a year.
What do you think the average is going to be? Because as we mentioned, there's 9 openings. I mean, most coaches getting 10. I think Ben Johnson got 13 last year.
Last year, Ben Johnson came in at about 13.
I'm seeing McVay at 15. I'm seeing Shanahan at 14. Again, these are estimates according to the internet. Don't take them as gospel.
Both are off.
Low or high?
Low.
We're playing Price is Right with
This
Adam
is
Schefter.
amazing. You get that reference, Adam? The yodeler, the
Price is Right.
The estimates on Jen's salary, they're high.
Well, you don't have to tell anyone around here that. They know that. They would not pay her that much money, please. Adam, this has been very interesting. How is Matt LaFleur viewed league-wide?
I know people in Green Bay might argue with this idea, but I had somebody on the phone on Sunday morning, very, very respected, and they said to me they were befuddled as to what was going on in Green Bay. And they said, Matt LaFleur is a top 5 coach in the NFL. Top 5 head coach. Top 5. And I was like, top 5, wow. And they said, well, think about it. You could say you might rather have Mike Vrabel, but Matt LaFleur is an offensive coach, and offensive coaches inherently have a little bit more value because that's the double whammy. If you get a great coach that also can run the offense, now you're sitting pretty.
But isn't that a flawed perspective? Because now you're saying that he's more valuable simply because of what we think that the league values or wants or desires, right? It's an offensive league. We talk about that all the time. But that doesn't necessarily make him a better coach.
I'm just telling you what somebody told me on Sunday morning. And if I told you it was, you'd say, wow, okay. They're like, Matt LaFleur's a top 5 head coach in the NFL. That's their opinion. The people in your area would argue and disagree. I got it. And by the way, here's the bottom line. He is undoubtedly, no matter where we're going to rank him, one of the better coaches in the NFL. Period. You could agree or disagree. He is.
Adam, do you have construction going on at your house?
I think
You don't want to
Chewy.
live. Okay? we get a leak in the gym. They're going to dig up all the floors.
Oh.
So that, yeah. There's going to be 3 months of this crap.
Oh, perfect. It's not like this time of year is when you're busy, you know, free agency in a couple of months, coaches getting hired, fired. It's not like you're busy and doing stuff this time of year, Adam.
The thing is, usually, like, people, like, you know, you work hard, you're grinding, you come home, you sit down on the couch, beer, glass of, sit back. I come back and sit back at this damn noise, okay?
Oh, it's amazing. Well, your house is under construction. The Packers are seemingly under construction. I suppose it sort of works from a metaphorical standpoint, Adam. We appreciate you hanging out with us this morning.
I'm surprised you could hear that, but I guess you can. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Guess what? I heard games. I live, okay?
Adam, be sure to let us know if there's any update on the Matt LaFleur front, all right?
Please set your ESPN alerts. I will.
Our conversations with Adam Schefter brought to you by our friends at Smart 18. Whether it's HVAC, sheet metal, or welding, Smart 18 members are trained to be the best in the business with top-tier wages, unbeatable benefits, and a lifelong career support. It's not just a job, it's a career. Learn more, smart18.org. Start building your future today. And Adam Schefter brought to you by the Island Resort and Casino, a premier resort destination, the largest north of Milwaukee, with everything you like to do in one awesome location. Visit islandresortandcasino.com and book your total experience today.
And Gabe and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
I would just say that right now I think all options are on the table. I think that they went through that trade thing and they talked to teams, and it's not like those talks are shut down.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino, Tony Wendorf and Associates, and Smart 18 Union. On 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse and fun on the gaming floor where big wins wait for you. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Kick off the new year with a smarter home and bigger savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. New windows to lock in the warmth, durable roofing, eye-catching siding, or a stunning bath makeover. Start the year off right and get $3,000 off your project. That's right, $3,000 back in your pocket during our New Year savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. This deal won't last all winter. Exterior Pros and Baths. New year, new home, done right.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
Score more with a college-branded Venmo debit card. Rep your team with every tap and earn up to 5% cash back through Venmo Stash, a new rewards program where the more you do, the more you get. Get your Venmo debit card today and start earning rewards with Venmo Stash. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. Select schools available. Venmo Stash terms and exclusions apply. Max $100 cash back per month. See terms at venmo.me/stash terms.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The post-career day press conference, brought to you by Progressive.
Anthony, can you tell us what happened during career day?
I'm a biomedical researcher. The kids just weren't impressed.
How did you feel when your son called in the backup?
Embarrassed, and I knew it would be a fireman. It's always a fireman. It's cliche, but a crowd favorite. He had an axe and everything. I can't compete with that.
And will the fireman be helping your son with his science fair project?
Hope not. I'm literally a scientist.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Your business is HVAC. You want to grow that business while providing the very best in service. Instead, you're struggling under a pile of administrative tasks. Service Titan is here to help with our all-in-one solution for the trades. We've made managing all of your business needs, from scheduling to invoicing, easier than ever. Service Titan, giving you the time and the tools you need to keep your company running smoothly. Learn how Service Titan helps manage your business at servicetitan.com.
You are listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I mean, this world is geared towards women. Like, what do we
I am
get?
stepping away from this. Goodbye.
Like, what do we get? They get a comb that dries your hair. We get a stupid razor.
Hey,
I mean, what's the coolest thing we get? They get the hair dryer?
Control.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Can you feel it? It's the thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating three. Yeah, you know the feeling. And there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration, and it's the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space with dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxurious seating, great food, a fiery atmosphere, and a monster video wall. We were there last Friday watching the Peach Bowl. Fantastic environment. Cannot say enough good things about the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Excellent service. And if you want to become a legend at the Sportsbook, there's more information available online. You must be 21 years old to enter the casino. Adam Schefter joined us just a few minutes ago. Joshy is feverishly efforting the clip so we can push him out on social. But if you want to hear the conversation, go to ESPN Wisconsin. Good stuff, interesting stuff. The latest on Matt LaFleur's future in Green Bay. Chew, what was your biggest takeaway from the things that Schefty shared with us?
Stalemate. They're in a stalemate. They're pretty tight-lipped up there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Usually there's a little snippet.
Hey, loose lips
getting
sink
out.
ships, pal.
Yeah, but it's pretty.
I mean, they were hush-hush.
Can I float a theory by you, though? Can I float a theory by you?
Sure.
And I touched on it a little bit. With winning the PR battle, is there a chance the Packers have no intention of re-signing him? They just want to look like the good guys, and at the end of the day, they say, hey, we tried.
Well, I said that to Gabe earlier. Like, again, new regime is the wild card here, right? Ed policy is the wild card. But it would appear as though under the leadership of Goody, which, again, GM versus president, et cetera, they had done that with Devontae Adams. They had done that with Aaron Jones. Oh, we want you. Please stay with us. And then it's like you give them a lowball offer, and the player has no choice but to go find work elsewhere.
But I think that's losing the PR battle.
Only because we found out that that's how it went down.
You don't think we're going to find out that that's how it went down?
When they were in it, they were trying to say, we want, and that's what they went on the record and said, we want these guys. It was only when the players revealed the numbers that we were like, whoa, wait, this isn't adding up.
And they have not gone on record. Like, we've never heard from Ed Policy, yes, we want it back, right? It's reports from Ian Rappaport, reports from Schefty, reports from people like that. But if people find out, which I think we would, that you entered into negotiation in bad faith, like, then you should have just fired him. Like, to me, that doesn't look good. then you should have just fired him in the first place. If you didn't want him, trying to be like, oh, I guess we couldn't work it out. No, step up. This is a hard decision. Yes. Is it tough to fire someone? Absolutely. Don't take the, oh, we tried to sign him, he didn't want to be here route. When if that's not your guy, then just fire him and go find your guy. That's fine. I think most of the fan base, like winning the PR battle with the fan base to meet you, would have been firing him on Monday. And then going out and finding a new coach. Like doing this and dragging your feet, it's to me, it's not a good look.
I would love to know if policy went into Goody and said, what do you think? And what Goody would have said. What do you think?
No idea. Have no idea. I wouldn't be, if it comes out that he did that, I don't think I'd be surprised. But also, I mean, policy, it's not like policy's brand, like he's new to the job, but he's not brand new to the Packers.
No.
You know, he was around.
And he grew up with it, Gabe. He grew up. His dad was the president of the 49ers forever.
But he was he was part of the group that hired Matt LaFleur in the first place.
Yes.
He was in that room when they interviewed Matt LaFleur. So it's not like...
Gabe, is he sitting there thinking, hey, no one was hiring Matt LaFleur?
Yeah.
And we found him.
Yeah.
So I have confidence that I can find the next guy as well.
Cool. Then why haven't you started looking for that next guy
I'm
yet?
just,
that's the issue that I have then. Okay, if the decision is you don't want him to be your guy, then just move on and start the search for the next guy.
I got to be honest, guys. You know, to quote the great Denny Green, Matt LaFleur is who we think he is. And again, nice guy, good guy, players like him. We've talked about what he did with Malik Willis. There is certainly talent there. But you can be good and not good enough for Titletown. For a place that has the phrase standards over feelings on a wall in the building, it feels like we're taking feelings into account here. And maybe it's Ed Policy's feelings where he's going, I don't want to really be the guy who comes in and his first big move is to, let heads roll. There's a lot of good here. But is it good enough? And I think for a lot of fans, the writing is on the wall. You have seen who Matt LaFleur is. You have seen the same issues crop up over and over and over again. And unfortunately, those issues have had a hand in you underperforming as a team for too many years, too many back-to-back consecutive years. And I think for me, I'm not trying to act like I'm a hard ass over here, but I think for me, that would be enough to say, we got to change direction. We got to go in a different direction. Best of luck to you, Matt LaFleur. That's me. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Lots of stuff still to get to, including booing at Fiserv Forum from Giannis. Back to the crowd. What do you think? Talk about that when we return.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound 94 still closed at Highway 67 in Waukesha County because of a crash. So what you're going to need to do is exit early, save you a headache. Get off at Sawyer Road, head north to Valley Road, and take that all the way over to Highway F. Get back on that way. On the eastbound side, it's just generally going to be very slow all the way past the accident scene. You're seeing delays all the way to about Sawyer Road. We're also seeing a bunch of other accidents. On the Rock Freeway, we've got one on the southbound side, south of Moreland Road. That one looks like it's got the left lane blocked. Ooh, it's a car off into the ditch. We're going to see a lot of those today. Crash on the off-ramp to Moreland Road. We've also got one on southbound on the Rock Freeway at Moreland Road as well. We've got one 894 westbound at 27th Street on the left shoulder. Squad's with it. I think they're just waiting for a tow truck. A couple of other ones in southern Milwaukee County heading into Racine County, and then another one on the ramp from Highway K in Racine County to northbound 94. Just giving you an idea of what we're dealing with here. It's going to be slow everywhere, so factor in at least an extra 7 to 10 minutes onto your ride at least, and just be extra careful. Traffic is brought to you by Glenroy, now hiring as the packaging industry rapidly grows. So does Glenroy. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, morning snow showers, slippery conditions. We've got falling temperatures, blustery conditions, a high of 22. Tonight, partly cloudy, windy, a low of 13 with a wind chill of 0 to 5 above. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse and fun on the gaming floor where big wins wait for you. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
Smart 18 knows that success takes teamwork with top-level training, healthcare, and retirement plans. Smart Local 18 gives you the tools to win on and off the job site. Visit smart18.org and join the team that builds America.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Your New Year routine just got a major refresh thanks to Carbless. Staying mindful, Carbless has 0 sugar and 0 carbs. Watching calories? We've got you covered. Still want something bold and delicious? Well, that's our specialty at Carbless. Whether you're out celebrating or settling into post-holiday goals, Carbless keeps things light, fun, and completely guilt-free. Start your 2026 with flavor and no compromise. Celebrate the new year with bold flavor, 0 guilt, and a drink that keeps things light. Happy New Year from Carbless. Let's make your new year feel flawless.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
I guess we're back. Back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Look, there's a lot of reaction rolling in this morning on the Packers and LaFleur situation. Hunter weighing in saying the front office seems content with a playoff berth and maximizing profits. Any serious Super Bowl run or playoff wins is probably only seen as a bonus, i.e. the Brewers' ownership mentality.
That might be correct. The only thing I'll say is we don't know, because now the front office, if we're talking about Ed Policy, we don't know. We don't know anything about him. He talked to the media one time, and it was before the season started, right? And again, like you had said earlier, Jen, maybe he is willing to spend on assistant coaches for Matt LaFleur or a new head coach. The past regime certainly was not, but maybe that's one of the things Ed wants to change. Or maybe Ed's happy with sitting back and collecting the money, and hey, as long as we've got a competitive team, we can squeak into the playoffs. Maybe he is comfortable with that. I would doubt that. But we just don't have enough information to know one way or the other right now with Ed Policy, because, again, he took over right before the season started. This is, to me, when the job starts for Ed Policy, things that are going to be going on and the things that he has to prove for the football side of things throughout the course of the offseason.
I wonder what Mark Murphy would do. I mean, we know he fired, which wasn't popular, he fired McCarthy before the end of the season, which I don't think...
The timing was the thing that was unpopular. I think everybody knew.
No, I know. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, but everybody thought that, hey, this dude won you a Super Bowl. You've got a street named after him. Like, let him play out the season, because Joe Philbin ain't saving the season. And shocking, Joe Philbin didn't save the season.
Steve weighing in on the Carbless Talking text line, 800-990-3776. Less is more. Get rid of LaFleur unless you enjoy watching his garbage coaching. They seem to lack an edge, right? Like, you can go back and you can dissect play calling and you can argue about what they should have run on this down and distance and what personnel should have been on the field. But like, the mismanaging of the timeouts is frustrating. I understand. The clock management has been frustrating. It feels like every single year I've been covering the Green Bay Packers, by the way. That is something that gets sticks in people's craw. But that video of Matt LaFleur, I keep saying that. That video of Jordan Love getting his face shoved into the turf and the team not reacting, not defending him, not coming to his aid, I think that's damning. And I don't know if it's player specific. I don't know if it's the way that they coach and they're just too nice. I don't know if these are all young guys who don't know what they're supposed to do in that situation. But when you see guys like TJ Lang and David Bakhtiari and all of these old head offensive linemen sounding the alarms, Gabe, that to me was another example of something's not right here.
Yeah,
I can't help but think that some of that, and again, maybe this is unfair, but heavy the head that wears the crown is on Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, I look at that stuff as that's a player thing. Like, the players have to take care of that. The offensive linemen specifically have to take care of that. But, when you're starting, when the offensive line was constructed the way it was this year, and then if Elton Jenkins is healthy, I don't think that happens. Right? That happens, but Elton Jenkins is going to take care of that. But he was also the lone veteran of that group. Yeah, I know Zach Tom just signed an extension. He's still in his 4th year in the league. He's still a relatively young player. I don't think that happens with Elton Jenkins. But again, Elton's going to be gone next year. He's not going to be around.
I agree. Look, and like you said, Jen, I like Matt LaFleur. I think he's a nice guy, and I think he is a very good offensive coach. But you can't say that as a head coach. You can't. I mean, I look at Holmgren, and to your point, Gabe, where players have to police that stuff on the field. They do and they don't. Holmgren wanted me to knock out Deion Sanders on the first play of the game. Now, granted, I fell on my face.
Okay, I think he said the wrong guy. I understand why he chose you, Chew, but Deion's a little quick for you, man. Like, he's a little quick for you. Don't you want a little bit of that in your head coach? I mean, I know my guys did. I know my offensive guys did. And you know what? Ben Johnson is a dweeb, but I kind of like what he's doing. I kind of like this rivalry. And you got to kind of match it, And it might not be in his personality, but I hate to tell you this, folks, part of the game. Intimidation is a part of this, and I don't mean fake fights on the sideline before the game even starts.
And look, Shu, you know me, during the college football season, I'm entrenched in it, and I can't help but think of Curt Cignetti at Indiana.
Yeah.
When he got to Indiana, they needed a full-blown culture change. So he goes out there at the basketball game and says, Purdue sucks, Ohio State sucks, and so does Michigan, right? And people were like, who the hell is this guy? What does he think he is? What has he done at this level, Big Ten, Power 4, right? But all he did was go and establish a culture, get guys to buy in. He's got that brashness, he's got that edge, and he's got Indiana in the national championship game on Monday night. And I'm not saying, again, that everybody is cut from that cloth. But, man, those guys would run through a brick wall for Curt Cignetti. And I've been on the record as saying I think it's different in the NFL. But I'm talking specifically about the personality of the guy leading your troops into battle. And again, not an indictment of Matt LaFleur as a person, right? I'm not sitting here saying you just can't have a coach like that. It doesn't work. But we have seen his body of work. This is what it is. He is who he is. And if the team consistently underperforms, he has to be held responsible, at least in part, for that game. And it can't be the injuries. And it can't be the assistant coaches. And it can't be what did he say the other day about how important it is to have a home game? How have road teams done in these playoffs, Gabe?
Yeah, but sure, that's this specific playoffs.
But
over the course of time,
what I'm saying is, it comes across as an excuse. It comes across as soft.
No, I didn't look at that as an excuse. That's him saying we got to be better in the regular season because you have to earn those home playoff games. Like, that's him saying we have to be better there. I don't think that was an excuse. I think I'd love to play some of these at home because that's where you can get an advantage. That's where you don't have the miscommunication that our offensive linemen had. Do they have to be better if they're going on the road? Yes, obviously they have to be better. But if you have those games at home, it is easier. Like, I've been banging the home game drum for as long as I can because that is where most teams have.
I guess what I'm saying is, Gabe, the self-awareness to then use it as an explanation for struggles when the body of work this year is that road teams have actually gone in there and dominated, save 2 games. It's like, maybe put that one back in your pocket. Not saying that a home field advantage doesn't help you.
Yeah, I just wholeheartedly disagree. I don't think it was an excuse. It was, hey, we have to be better in the regular season. We have to be better, and that's one of the places we have to be better in the regular season so we get those home games.
But, I mean, he put it on the wall What's the saying he put on the wall?
Standards over feelings.
What does that mean? You had a knucklehead run out who wasn't a captain into the middle of the field. You weren't proactive about it. I would have sent his ass to the locker room. Holmgren would have sent his ass to the locker room. What about a guy that just loafs? Right? What about a guy that just loafs? Is there a standard there? Because you're saying lose the feelings, we're playing with this. Where's the standard there? There's plenty of examples. Keyshawn, how many personal fouls is Keyshawn Johnson? How many are you going to allow?
Keyshawn Nixon, but yes.
I think Keyshawn Johnson had a few.
How many penalties, personal fouls 12, are you going to allow this guy to have before you address it?
I think these are all fair
points,
Chew. I think these are all very fair points that should be in and on Matt LaFleur's report card.
That's all part of being a head coach, not an offensive coach. Not an offensive coach. That's all part of being a head coach. We're not disputing the fact that he's a good offensive mind. At time he had, everyone has their hiccups. We're not disputing that. We're disputing the head coaching thing. I love getting riled up. Just brings me back.
I think it's some of your best work. Of course, I haven't been here. Maybe you've been doing exceptional work when I'm not here. Gabe?
B-.
I'll take it. Hey, I used to get C's and D's.
C's get degrees, as we've discussed here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We've enjoyed having Professional Construction Inc. help us with our home projects. As you might know, my husband and I are not the most handy people. We can handle a few things here and there, but for the big things, the important things, we always rely on our friends over at Professional Construction Inc. And maybe you're in the market for a remodeling project, a home addition, or maybe you want to build a brand new home. Either way, the PCI team is here for you. Now, they're offering a virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for that full construction project, but you want to refresh an outdated room. They can come over. They'll create stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, a curated shopping list, all delivered directly to you. You can learn more on their website, professionalconstructioninc.com. It's professionalconstructioninc.com. And tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Partially covered roadways all over the place, all through Milwaukee, Waukesha, even into Jefferson County. We've got Racine, Kenosha, also partially covered roadways. We do have this closure westbound 94 at Highway 67. All because of an accident. So you'll need to exit at Sawyer Road, go north to Valley Road, and take that west and get back on at Highway F would probably be your best bet. You could try Willow Glen Road, but I'm not sure if that's still closed there. Eastbound, obviously, we're seeing delays through that area as well. Got an accident on 94 on the off-ramp to Highway 164 from westbound. Also, a couple, actually 1, 2, 3 accidents on the Rock Freeway right around the Moreland Road area. Westbound 894, we've got a crash on the left shoulder at 27th Street. Big one on northbound 94 in Kenosha County. This one is just past Highway 165. 2 right lanes are blocked with this, so that's backing things up to the state line and just generally slow everywhere else. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, a winter weather advisory until 10 a.m. today. Morning snow showers, falling temperatures throughout the day, blustery with the high of 22. Tonight, partly cloudy and windy, a low of 13 with a wind chill of 0 to 5 above. Weather is brought to you by Safe Plow. When winter hits Wisconsin, Safe Plow keeps driveways and businesses clear with no-tolerance snow removal. They handle the blizzard so you can handle your business. Visit safeplow.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th, as we will be hosting our second annual Truth Community Awards, hosted by the legendary Home, Blow, and Bailey Cope. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017truthawards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks, Gruber, Steinhoffel, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. Come celebrate with us on Friday, February 20th at the Truth Community Awards from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Do not miss out on the the best community awards event of the year.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves. Are you talking about the One Collection? Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One Collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush-mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart. The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment. The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One Collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's. To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Can you feel it? It's the thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. Yeah, you know the feeling. And there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration. Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space with dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxe seating, great food, fiery atmosphere, and a monster video wall. Become a legend at Potawatomi Sportsbook. More info online. Must be 21 to enter casino.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
My father would always say, and there's a rhyme and a reason to it, he said, if you wear your rubbers in the house, you'll go blind. Do the two youngsters on the show here even know what rubbers are? I'm talking the ones that go over the shoes.
On 94.5 ESPN.
You know what I always say, happy wife, happy life. And a lot of times that starts with a visit to my guy, the Dancing Machino Dino at the Jewelry Center, earring, customs jewelry, and repair services. The Jewelry Center does it all. And when it comes to top-of-the-line engagement rings, they're second to none. When the day comes for my boys to take that next step in their lives, I know exactly where they're going. They're the Jewelry Center. Great deals on selections of both lab-grown and naturally mined diamonds, plus specialists who make the process easy and fun. Just ask Gabe. Stop into one of their four locations. 4: Brookfield, Greenfield, Burlington, and the new one in Mequon. Or shop the full inventory online at shoptjc.com.
Hey, I had a kid.
What do I get? B-? I'll take it.
All.
Oh, you missed that yesterday.
Well, it was kind of the second time.
When they go to Mequon. That's great. Let's pivot off of the Packers' Matt LaFleur quote-unquote witch hunt, as someone in the YouTube stream said this is. I feel like we've been pretty fair about the deficiencies and the issues that this organization is facing, but we'll get back to that after we talk a little Bucks action. Bucks lose last night, 139-106 to our friends in Minnesota, and Gabe reminds me they were down 31 at the half. So
also worth noting that Anthony Edwards did not play in this game for Minnesota, nor did Rudy Gobert.
Ew.
So I feel like that's important context to losing by 31 at the half.
Yeah, their best players, of course. Bucks are now 11th in the standings. I don't know how much of y'all are standings watching, but they are 17-23 on the season. And the big story coming out of Fiserv Forum yesterday is the fans let the players know Fans booed the Bucks. And I guess, Gabe, you could make the argument that down 31 at the half in a game that Giannis Antetokounmpo is playing in is underperforming. Before we get to Giannis's reaction, because I do think that that is a huge part of this story, where do you stand on booing the home team, home floor, home everything?
So it was almost 2 years ago. I was at the game 2 years ago when they were down, when they lost to the Jazz by a bunch. The Jazz weren't a very good team 2 years ago. Giannis had played in the game, and it was a couple of weeks before Adrian Griffin got fired. And the Bucks, it was a very similar situation. Coming off a long road trip, they had played well on the road trip, come home, and just lay a giant egg at home. And the crowd was booing. And it made sense. The effort you could just see out on the floor was not there from the team. So the crowd let the team know. A couple weeks later, they eventually fired Adrian Griffin. Look, I mean, Giannis even admitted, if you want to get to the Giannis reaction, Giannis admitted after he said everything he said that the team didn't play hard last night. And the crowd can sense that. And if you're out there, you're down by 31, they don't have their best players, you're not playing hard. I don't know if I would be somebody that booed, but I'm not going to say you shouldn't boo the team. If that's what you want to do because that's the product that they're putting out there, I get it.
Chew, do you feel similarly?
Yeah, I feel, and I think we only got booed in the Ray Rhodes year
at home.
I don't ever remember being booed when Holmgren was there, and we probably deserved it. Yeah, if a team lack of effort is something I just don't understand. You're a professional athlete. You're getting paid a lot of money. You should go out there and give it all you got. Now, sometimes
if
things just don't work out.
Yeah, if you're bad, okay.
If you're bad, you're bad.
Yep.
But fans, and I agree. If you're giving minimal effort, you should be booed. I have no problem with it whatsoever.
Right, and fans, again, we want to talk about people pay their hard-earned money to buy tickets to games. The least you can do is show effort. The least you can do is try hard, right? Sometimes you're outmatched. I'm not sure that was the case last night, given what you said about who suited up for the Timberwolves, but sometimes it's just not your night. You're outmatched. But as long as you're out there showing effort, I think people can appreciate that. If it's the opposite, hell yeah, fans can boo. To your point, Gabe, I'm not sure I would do it, although I am famously the woman who went to a comedy show and booed and heckled a comedian. Not my best, finest moment.
Did you get kicked out?
I did.
Because I was about to say, well, if it's in a big arena, if it's like Fiserv, they're not going to kick you out because it's tough. But if you're in
comedy
a comedy
sports
club, comedy.
It was my birthday, which coincidentally it is today, just so we tie all and close all those loops. It was my birthday. I was there for a thing.
Wait, so how many years ago today did you get kicked out of a comedy club?
Carry the one.
Gabe, my how many would have been
enough to know better.
Gabe, my how many would have been how many drinks?
many
Because if you're going to a comedy club, usually there's a drink minimum.
Many drinks. But that's besides the point. I don't want to get distracted from it. So Giannis sits on the floor at one point after was it a dunk? It was a big play. It was goes down, scores.
Yeah, it was an and one in the third quarter where he kind of got bumped down on the floor, and then and this is something he's done. Not at home, obviously, but for example, in Indiana, when Miles Turner returned, they were booing him, so Giannis booed back at the crowd. He booed back at the crowd last night. Thumbs down and started yelling boo after he got the and one.
Yes.
Did the boos get louder?
Well, nobody was booing at that point. I think so, and I think where Giannis and this could be, if you want to call me out for making excuses for Giannis, Chew, you might be able to do this after what I'm about to say. So at the end of the first half, when typically a lot of those boos happen, right? When you're losing by 31 at the end of a half and you're heading to the locker room, that's when a lot of the boos will come. Right before the end of the half, Giannis missed 2 free throws. So I can see how he would interpret that of people booing him specifically, when I think it was just I don't know how many people were booing Giannis specifically, because the one thing about Giannis is he's going to play his heart out no matter what. So I don't think there's an effort question from Giannis. I think it's just a general booing of the team, and he may have taken that more personally than he did 2 years ago when the crowd was also booing when they were playing the Jazz.
Josh DiMaggio reminds us that we actually have sound from Giannis Antetokounmpo last night. He confirms that the thumbs down were to the fans. Joshy, give us a listen.
I was definitely booing back. When I get booed, I boo back. I've been doing all season. Whenever I get booed, I boo back.
No, but this is home. I mean, do you have a message?
It doesn't matter. I don't. It doesn't matter. No, it does not matter. It doesn't matter. I play basketball for my teammates. I play basketball for myself and my family. When people don't believe in me, I don't tend to be with them. I tend to be against them. I tend to do what I'm here to do, what I'm good at, right? I think I'm like a maverick. I've always been that way. So it won't change now. It doesn't matter if I'm at home or away. But yeah, I've never been a part of something like that before, and I don't think it's fair. And I don't think anybody has the right to tell me how I should act on the basketball court after I've been here 13 years, and I'm basically the all-time leader in everything.
Is he falling out of favor with the fans? And I'm not saying a large amount, but certainly I would not advise him to do that. I just would not.
I tend to agree with you, Chu, if I'm being honest. I feel like there's a minimal lack of self-awareness here because, to your point, Gabe, I don't think the fans were booing Giannis specifically.
Correct.
But they're allowed to boo if the product on the floor, especially as you mentioned, if there's a lack of effort, right? Again, this idea that I pick and choose how to spend my disposable time and disposable income. And I bought tickets to the Bucks game. And yeah, I know that this isn't the same juggernaut Bucks team that we have seen in the past. This isn't a team that is likely going to win the NBA title. But I still expect the guys out there to perform at a certain level. And if I feel it's obvious that they're not, I understand the collective booing. And I kind of wish that Giannis had said, like, we're not good enough. I understand the fans' frustrations with what they're seeing on the floor this year.
Yeah, it seemed, again, the way he responded to that, obviously he internalized the booing to booing him specifically, right? Like, you could tell by that. But he later admits that the effort wasn't there. Giannis has been questioning the effort of this team. And, yeah, I think you have to be aware that if the effort's not there, that's when the boo birds come out. And I think that's about the only time I can think specifically when the boo birds come up. They allowed the T-Wolves to shoot 60% from the field last night, and they had 19 turnovers. Like, there's only one thing in an NBA game that I can explain those specific. Yeah, teams get hot, but then you have 19 turnovers. Like, there's a lack of focus. There is a lack of a lot of things when those are the numbers that you put out there. And then, again, Giannis willing to admit that effort's been an issue and they don't play hard every night.
Speaking of seats, is Doc's getting hot?
How many coaches do you want to pay?
It ain't my money. I don't care.
Well, let's hypothetically slide yourself.
Jimmy's got some cash.
Is it getting hot, Gabe?
If it's not now, I don't think it ever is going to be. Because, again, if Giannis is constantly calling out, it's similar but different. So when Adrian Griffin got fired, he was begging, like on a weekly basis, begging for any sort of direction in coaching if you were listening to his press conferences. Now he's begging for his team to play harder. And it's funny to juxtapose what Giannis said about the team not playing hard, and Doc was giving the excuse of, I think we just have tired legs because we only had one day off after a long road trip. So Doc's like, yeah, we've probably had tired legs. And Giannis in the locker room's going, no, that's just an excuse. We didn't play hard. To juxtapose those two clips next to each other is tough.
I like this reaction from Bob on the YouTube stream. He says, was really surprised to see that reaction from Giannis. He's about the only player that wasn't being booed. I think the subpar team play and the constant media about his status with the team is finally getting to him. And there may be some truth to that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he is in it right now. Stuff is swirling, man. And I think he does a pretty good job, at least I think, of sort of insulating himself from it. But when you're on the floor and the fans are booing and you maybe have a little pent-up frustration, I think he probably got the best of him last night.
I feel the majority of the fan base is always going to have his back. You start booing back at them, it's going to test that.
How far away are we from the trade deadline?
February 2nd.
Okay, so under a month. You
like
think
2
it
weeks.
heats up? You think it's going to heat up?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
Okay.
I think that, which obviously if we get through that shoe, then the next watch becomes this offseason, and if he signs the extension, I believe he can sign in October. I don't know the specific date in October, but he can sign the next big extension in October.
Josh, you put it on the YouTube stream. It's a poll for you to respond to. Is it okay for Giannis to boo fans who were booing the team? 58% of people right now are saying yes. 42% of people are saying no. I guess I'm inclined to say no. Like, you got to rise above it, man. You got to recognize that those fans in the stands, You want that. You want fans to be going to your games. And you could make the argument that there's a hell of a lot of other things that fans could be doing right now when you have 17 wins to your name, right? You got to appreciate those people who are still taking time out of their busy schedules, taking money out of their bank accounts to support this squad. And if they're frustrated with the product they're seeing on the floor, I think you got to let them vent. I think you just do.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially when you know that your team hasn't been playing hard.
Mm-hmm.
And you have admitted that multiple times in post-game media sessions.
Take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Roll on right after this. Stick around.
Hungry for bold flavor? Woodman's has the deal you've been waiting for from January 5th, so going on now through the 25th. That's, when you think about these deals, they usually go on for a couple of days, maybe a week. This deal, it's still going on through the 25th at Woodman's. You can grab Screamin' Sicilian pizzas, original, thin and crispy, or tavern style. So all different types of crusts, but still all of those toppings at an unbeatable price, just $5.99 each. Stock up now. Make every night a pizza night at Woodman's. Screamin' Sicilian pizzas, original, thin and crispy, tavern style, just $5.99 each. It's only at Woodman's. More toppings, more to love. You know, that's amore.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Yeah, it's been not great. Looks like westbound 94 continues to be closed at Highway 67 because of a crash. So you need to get off at Sawyer Road, head north to Valley Road, take that along the freeway towards Highway F, get back onto the freeway that way. Hopefully they'll be opening this thing up soon, but until then, just try and avoid that area. Eastbound, obviously, everybody's just slowing down through that area. It is not great conditions out there. To the south of 94 is where I'm seeing most of the problems. On the Rock Freeway, we've got a crash northbound just past Highway 83, and then the rest of them right around Moreland Road. Also, 894 westbound at 27th Street is going to be dealing with one as well. And then, of course, on northbound 94 in Kenosha County, just north of Highway 165, the two right lanes are blocked with a crash as well. Traffic is brought to you by the Milwaukee Bucks. You can buy one, get one free ticket to an upcoming Bucks home game courtesy of ESPN Milwaukee tomorrow only. Tune in tomorrow for details on how to get this limited ticket offer. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, a winter weather advisory until 10 a.m. today. Morning snow showers, falling temperatures throughout the day, blustery with the high of 22. Tonight, partly cloudy and windy, a low of 13 with a wind chill of 0 to 5 above. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
If you're heading to a Milwaukee Bucks game or you're trying to figure out where to watch the biggest football games of the year, Potawatomi Casino Hotel has you covered from kickoff to the final buzzer. Hey, it's Jen Latta. I'm here with Sarah Neubauer from Potawatomi Casino Hotel to talk game day shuttles and watch party plans for the big game on February 8th.
Thanks for having me. This is honestly one of the best times of the year if you love sports, and we've got a lot going on.
Okay, so let's start with the Bucks games because this is a game changer. You don't have to deal with the parking situation downtown anymore.
Exactly. If you're going to a Bucks home game, we'll get you to and from Pfizer Forum. Our shuttles start running about an hour and 15 minutes before tip-off and head back beginning in the third quarter to bring you back.
All right, so what do people need to hop on?
It's super easy. Just make any purchase in the sports book or place a same-day sports bet. After that, ask for a wristband at the bar or betting counter. You'll need that wristband to board the shuttle leaving Potawatomi.
Okay, a great deal, obviously, and a great way to get to the game. Let's talk about the big game. February 8th, it's coming up fast, and you've got options.
Yes, we've got 3 great ways to watch. You can catch the game at 1100, Rock and Brews, or Small Bar if you want a fun, laid-back vibe. Or you can go big with the Yingling Tailgate Watch Party in the Annex. It's $60, and that includes all-you-can-eat tailgate food and 3 drinks. Doors open at 3, so you can make a whole day out of it. And if you want the ultimate setup, you can reserve your spot in the sports book. We've got drink specials, too, like $20 pitchers of Yingling and $10 off 100-ounce beer tubes.
Free parking, great food, big screens, and an awesome game day atmosphere. Where can everyone go to make those reservations?
Potawatomi.com.
That's Potawatomi.com. Thanks, Sarah. Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
In healthcare, change is constant. Fifth Third Bank helps organizations navigate that change with local expertise and comprehensive financial solutions. From capital structure optimization to revenue cycle support and commercial payment tools, Fifth Third empowers sustainable growth. For nearly 20 years, the Milwaukee team has partnered with healthcare and not-for-profit organizations, building trusted, long-term relationships. Experience the difference only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You called them a white
find someone else
earlier.
From one white stiff to another. I'm pretty well versed in the realm of stiffs.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Bucks fans, tomorrow is the day you buy one ticket and ESPN Milwaukee buys the second one. That's right. Grab Bucks buy one, get one tickets for select upcoming home games with seats starting as low as $20 tomorrow only. This buy one, get one ticket offer includes games against the defending NBA champs Oklahoma City, Dallas and Cooper Flag, Chicago, and more. But you got to make sure tomorrow, it's tomorrow only for the deal. Make sure you're listening to this station tomorrow for details on how you can score. Buy one, get one ticket offer for upcoming Bucks games. We're going to have the details for you tomorrow and how you can get those tickets.
It's a Wendorf Wednesday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Tony Wendorf and Associates are at Keller Williams. Their clients, they matter to them. No matter if it's buying or selling, you can get started today at wendorfteam.kw.com. It's wendorfteam.kw.com. I just saw something. It gave me the shivers. ESPN has ranked the 2025 NFL rookie classes the teams with the most production. I think y'all know how this is going to go. Chewy, if you had to guess where the Packers' rookie team ranked amongst the rest of the league, where would you slot them?
24.
Lower.
Really? Wow.
Worse.
30.
Higher.
Getting warmer.
Yeah. This is like back in the day. 29th across the NFL. Now, that is in terms of snap index.
They're basically just averaging. It's a metric to kind of see how much you're contributing as a rookie class. And again, you look at the class and you go, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Well, you got Matthew Golden, who we have talked about a lot, Anthony Belton, Savion Williams, Colin Oliver. Am I missing anybody?
Baron Sorrell. I mean, Colin Oliver, like, barely played. The only game he played was the Minnesota game.
Based on their draft slot, who performed the best?
Out of all of them? I mean, There's only one answer.
Sorrell was pretty good when he was out there.
Anthony Belton is the only one who, like, consistently contributed.
Fair.
Like, he's a second-round pick who became a starter. Like, to me, that's the only answer.
Weren't they high on Oliver, though, towards the end of the year?
Yeah, but again, like, it's just hard to get a read on him, Chew, when he spent all year on PUP or IR, whatever he was on, whatever list he was on that was preventing him from playing. And I think they're high on him going forward, but yeah, he did nothing to contribute this year.
So I guess, guys, how do you explain that? I'm not saying that you need every single one of your rookies to come in and make a splash and be the top of the list on production. I would have liked for Matthew Golden to be worked into the offense more, but I know I'm not alone in that. Is the rookie class ranking an indictment of Brian Gutekunst and his scout teams? Scout teams. That sounds like the guys who are playing, the other team, headed into a game. No, they're scouts. Is that an indictment? Are they missing on draft picks? Or is this a part of the big picture, which is even though we want to be one of the youngest teams in the league because we believe that young is better than old, which is debatable, we don't want to throw them into the fire too quickly.
I mean, just because you don't have a draft class that contributes immediately doesn't mean it's a bust of a draft class. Like, I think guys can continue to develop, and it's going to be fine. I will say this, though. They're going to need some contributors from the draft class more than what they had this season next season, because they need corner help. They need help along the defensive line. You might need another linebacker, depending upon what happens with Quay Walker. You might need another offensive lineman with some depth. and you don't have a ton of money where you can just dip into free agency and solve all of those problems. So, again, rookie classes, it's tough to grade them on 1 year because even guys can have one great year and then disappear. So, yeah, they didn't contribute much this year. Hopefully they contribute more next year, too. But they're going to have to find some contributors next year in the 2026 draft class.
Yeah, but if you're going to hang your hat on being the youngest team every single year, don't you have to rely on those guys to have pretty decent years? Right?
Once you get into year 2, year 3, because, again, I think it's tough to go, hey, Colin Oliver is a fifth-round pick.
I
you know
agree,
what I'm saying? I think it's tough for the guys like that.
But I think Matthew Golden gave us a glimpse of what he could be against Chicago this last week.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I think that was strategic. After watching him in the game against the Bears, I think they were trying to hide him. I think they were like, we can get by in the regular season without exposing our weapon in Matthew Golden. And then this is just me. This is just a theory. Play the X-Files music if you want to. But I think that part of them was, we got something here. We'll work him into that game against the Bears, and they won't know what hit him. Of course, there were other issues. I got one more thing. Speaking of the Bears, I want to add to this. Does it bother you that the Chicago Bears, who, as we know, had a ton of draft picks, are number 7 on this list? From a production standpoint, again, snap index, they used their draft picks. Colston Loveland, Luther Burden. Everybody saw Kyle Monangai out there, in addition to a defensive tackle and a bunch of other guys that I don't really know from Adam. They all contributed.
They had a productive drive, and that explains why they did what they did. It doesn't bother me necessarily because, again, we'll see how this plays out over time, right? And that's the beauty of the draft class, but that's the type of draft class the Packers are going to need, and I understand it's tougher because Loveland was a top 10 pick. Luther Burden, was a high pick in the second round, and then Monangai, getting that kind of production out of a 7th-round pick. But the Packers are going to have to find some guys that give them production next year in the draft class, for sure.
Detroit has also drafted very well over the last handful of years. Where were they on the list, Jen?
Scrolling. And again, as I'm going through the list, it occurs to me that many of the teams in the top, I'm at 15 now, still haven't seen Detroit, maybe I missed them, are teams that were not that good, right?
Lions are 22nd.
Thank you. I was at 17, so it was going to take me a few more minutes of fill to get there. But true, the teams at the top of this list are teams that have not been very good. And so you understand why they have a lot of draft picks, and they were relying on them because, frankly, their roster hasn't been that great.
Like the teams,
and that's what you would expect.
The teams around the Packers, the Niners are 27th, Steelers 28th, Vikings were 30th, Jacksonville 31st, which is surprising because they were picking 2nd overall. Still made the playoffs as a division winner and didn't use their rookies a ton.
But
and then the Rams are 32nd.
Well, a lot of that with Jacksonville probably has to deal with
Travis Hunter being hurt.
For the season because he's going to help. I think he's going to be a pretty good receiver. So. It's just one more thing to pile on about, I guess.
Well, it's just one more thing to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't think you can consistently have, unless, again, this is the strategy, this is the philosophy, we're going to draft all these guys, and we're going to try to protect them, hide them, whatever, until year 2, or, they're going to bring them on slowly, whatever vernacular you want to attribute to it. Gabe, do you think that is a concerted effort, or it's just kind of how it shook out?
I think it's just kind of how it shook out. Again, they, with Golden and Williams, they were trying to have Williams in a specific spot. Baron Sorrell was bare. I think that when they drafted Sorrell, they thought he might have a larger role, and then you traded for Micah Parsons. So that could have certainly, being an edge guy with Colin Oliver, he was hurt most of the year. And now we're in the 6th, 7th round territory.
The one I will be interested in next year at the beginning of the year will be where they rank this roster. Because you're going to be without Rasheed Walker. You're going to be without Elton Jenkins. You're probably going to be without Dobbs. You're probably going to be without Gary. There's a chance you could be without Quay.
Who cares if they're without Gary?
No. I'm just saying because there's a lot of guys unproven.
Yeah,
is basically what we're saying in this draft class, where they will fall into place when it comes to ranking the rosters around the league.
Yeah, and I know I'm not alone in this. I think they're going to be just fine at left tackle, especially after watching Rasheed Walker play what's likely his final game as a Green Bay Packer this past Saturday.
For whatever it's worth, the NFL draft takes place on April 23rd through the 25th. It is in Pittsburgh this year. Packers have the 52nd pick, the 84th pick, 120th, 159, 200, 236, 254. So you got a lot of 200 picks, Gabe. There you can really.
Yeah. They've got 8 picks.
Well, the nice thing is we don't even have to work the first day, which is lovely.
There's no I in team, but there's a me in media, isn't there, Chewy?
I don't think that's accurate.
Well, maybe Chewy won't have to work the first
Oh,
day.
let him believe it. I just said the draft isn't until April. Give him at least a few months of thinking he can have the day off.
But I've been so good, Gabe. I fell asleep with you one time. It was one.
Yeah, like I said.
Don't you want him to clarify what he means by that, or are you good with him just saying,
I'm good with him
I
saying
fell
that.
asleep with you that one time, Gabe?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
the big
that
spoon.
was kind of bad wording.
There's no chance you were the big spoon, okay?
No.
Jesus. Just physics. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on right after this.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. On this show, it's always football season.
How can their roster building technique be a little more beneficial to them handling the highs and lows of games and of seasons?
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
I'm not saying we need a bunch of 11th year veterans, but I do think that there is an immaturity to how this team handles themselves.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Real James Imaging Systems clients. You've heard them right here on the radio for years. For instance, Chris Willems, office manager with Previent Law Firm.
I like the fact that the company is local and I can always get a hold of my representative who I have on speed dial or I have a cell phone.
Then there's James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark, who oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors.
If I do need service, they're here almost within 4 hours every time. I've never had an issue where I'm like, where is that guy?
James Imaging Systems business technology client Lori Salzman, Vice President of Enterprise Services at Junior Achievement of Wisconsin.
I've never met an organization that is so responsive to make sure that we are up and running all the time for us to be more efficient and allow us to focus more on the work that we do for helping young people.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. To learn more, visit jamesimaging.com.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
Wisconsin is still cattle country. And that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Visit Bunzel's at 90th and Burleigh or bunzels.com.
Wendy here. If you're looking to add a star player to your financial roster, you should take a look at SoFi's personal loans. SoFi's got some amazing moves that would be a valued addition to any team, like low fixed rates when you consolidate your debt, no fees required, and as soon as same-day funding. View your rate at SoFi.com/roster to get started. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply at SoFi.com/roster. NMLS 696891.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Bumble is a dating
Tuna.
app.
It's tuna.
I love tuna. I had some last night.
How do you eat your tuna?
Can we, for once, grow up on this show?
On 94.5 ESPN.
Josh DiMaggio here for Milwaukee Weight Loss. The Milwaukee Weight Loss program has been able to change the lives of thousands of people with this incredible metabolic reset program. We know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day with no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no counting points or calories, no drugs, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects. There is no better time than now to give yourself the gift of a new you in the new year. Schedule your free consultation now by visiting MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. I'm starting 2026 off right with Milwaukee Weight Loss. Their team has been amazing through the consultation process and even created a customized plan to fit me and my goals. It's the secret to losing 1 pound of fat every day, and many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. You can call 262-235-3980. That's 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Fans are fired up this morning in the Carbless Talk and text line. There's a world's difference between being a good coach and being a good head coach. This from Jeff in the 414. He says LaFleur is nowhere near being a good head coach. Ryan from Aguanago says LaFleur coaches games like he's a great dad but not a great boss. And then Jeff in the 920 says every other team and fan base in the division wants the Packers to keep Matt LaFleur. He's the 4th best coach, the 4th best roster in the North. They need to fire Goody, and otherwise we'll be having the same conversation again because he's not going to change his current staff.
If they have the 4th best roster, how did they make it to the playoffs over the Vikings? Doesn't that automatically make him better than Kevin O'Connell if Kevin O'Connell has a better roster and didn't go to the playoffs?
But just out of curiosity, if you had to rank and I know you guys have done this before as an exercise, if you had to rank the coaches, is Matt LaFleur your 2nd best coach in the league? Is he the 1st coach? I'm talking about the division.
I mean, I still have him ahead of Ben Johnson and Kevin O'Connell.
Oh, I don't.
Why not?
I put Ben Johnson, because the regular season is disastrous as we thought it was for Minnesota. Finished a half game worse than the Packers.
Well, sure, but how many? Okay, do you want to talk about how many playoff games has Ken O'Connell won?
I have no idea.
The answer is 0.
Keep a track of those.
The answer is 0. Big old goose egg for Kevin O'Connell. He's missed the playoffs twice.
Then I look at last year.
He's gotten his doors blown off twice.
No one predicted Minnesota to do anything, and they finished 14-3.
And then what did they do? Oh, I thought the regular season didn't matter.
No, playoffs don't matter. Playoffs don't matter when they apply to me making a point. Basically, is what I'm saying.
All right. Just wanted to check.
I would say
you
say
can't see me on the stream, but I'm making the Britney Spears face if she's
like, wait a minute.
They're all good, right? They're all good. They would all get hired if they got fired immediately.
Oh yeah, correct. Yes.
So they're all good. Let's leave it at that.
Now Chewy's giving out participation trophies for everyone.
All right, everybody gets an orange slice.
Yes. Yep.
We shall see. Look, we're going to keep paying attention to this, obviously, until there is a resolution, until there is a deal done, or until there is a decision. We will keep our eyes and ears on Matt LaFleur at 1265, and I'm sure that everybody else will be paying very close attention to how it shakes out. My gut, he's back. That's my gut. It's not what I would do, but that's what my gut tells me this morning as we continue to monitor.
Kind of where I think everybody should be landing is, even if you don't want him, get used to the idea of him being here, because again, we get through today, might feel differently about it tomorrow.
And we'll talk about it. Wilde and Tausch is next on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
Happy birthday.
Some good news. Westbound 94, the accident at Highway 67 has been cleared, so everything should be reopened by now. And then we've got delays heading through